Hello, I'm Ken Carpenter, and this is Invest AI Savvy, where AI powers smart investing. We're waking up to a tense Monday, March 23rd, 2026 morning in the markets. Futures are pointing sharply lower with S&P 500 futures down nearly 1%, NASDAQ 100 futures off over 1%, and the 10-year Treasury yield climbing to 4.44%. Crude oil is pushing toward $100 a barrel on geopolitical escalation, and gold just got hammered down 6.6% overnight. The Wall Street Journal notes that after such a massive run-up, gold became the easiest speculative asset to sell when liquidity was needed. So the macro picture is risk off, inflation fears are rising, and our BuzzPulse intelligence shows something worth paying attention to. The overall sentiment average across the top 20 tracked assets is sitting at a tepid plus 0.063. That number tells you the social conversation is broad, but has no conviction behind it. 34 of 50 assets show momentum confirmation, yet nobody is pounding the table in one direction. This is a noise cycle, not a catalyst cycle, and that distinction matters when you're deciding where to allocate attention. Let me walk you through the three most important signals our system is generating this morning. First up is Palantir, PLTR. This is the single most actionable fundamental signal in today's BuzzPulse run. Palantir is sitting at a Z-score of 3.4, which puts it firmly in the surging classification. Now, let me explain what that means to those of you who are still learning the system. A Z-score measures how far above normal the social discussion volume is compared to its 30-day average. Anything between 2.5 and 4 is classified as surging, meaning significantly elevated attention. The hard catalyst here is that the Pentagon has formally adopted the Palantir's Maven AI system as a program of record, locking in recurring government revenue structurally. Yet the stock is down 3.2% in the last 24 hours. That gap between rising social intelligence and falling price is what we call a buzz price divergence, and it's one of the most powerful signals in our toolkit. When the crowd is getting more excited about a stock while the price drops, something has to give, and historically, the social signal often leads. Second, let's talk about Tesla. Tesla carries the highest equity Z-score in this entire run at 4.2, which crosses the explosive threshold. But here's the problem. Sentiment is negative at minus 2.15, and the stock is also down 3.2%. The commentary swirling around Tesla right now centers on technological advantages, but that narrative is not moving the needle on the price. When you see an explosive Z-score paired with negative sentiment and declining price, that's a divergence signal flagging active disagreement between bulls and bears. This is not a clean setup in either direction. It's a name to monitor, not to chase. The divergence tells you energy is building, but the resolution could go either way. Third, I want to highlight MVIS, microvision. This smaller name printed a surge ratio of 3.16 this morning with strongly positive sentiment at 0.787. The catalyst is concrete. Regulatory pressure is forcing the autonomous driving industry to shift away from camera-only ADAS systems, and microvision is being positioned in the conversation as a leading lidar alternative. Now, this is a small cap name with mention sourced primarily from StockTwits, so the source diversity is limited. That's an important concept. When buzz is concentrated in a single channel rather than spreading across multiple platforms, you need to treat the signal with more caution. Watch for this conversation to broaden before adding conviction. Now, let us check in on LunarCrush crypto intelligence. Solana leads today's rankings with a galaxy score of 69 and an alt rank of 132, reflecting strong community interest building. This is the only crypto asset showing coherent alignment between price action, narrative momentum, and social engagement across both BuzzPulse and LunarCrush independently, which makes it the cleanest crypto setup on the board. Binance Coin comes in second with a galaxy score of 63 and an alt rank of 97, also in that strong community interest tier, though it lacks specific catalysts to push it higher right now. Ethereum rounds out the top three at a galaxy score of 61 and alt rank of 183. The morning brief flagged a 121% surge in Ethereum activity, with price consolidating near 2221 resistance. That's a compression setup, and a clean break above the level would be the most significant short-term crypto event this cycle. The divergence signal I want to leave you with today is the sheer length of today's divergence list. 11 names are showing buzz price divergence simultaneously, including Palantir, Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon, SPY, and QQQ. That is unusually long for a single run. It tells us the market is in an active tug-of-war between social sentiment and price reality. If macro conditions stabilize, those divergence names are where the snapback trades live. The one thing to watch this week is whether Ether can close cleanly above the 2221 resistance level. A confirmed breakout there, paired with the activity surge already in motion, would shift the short-term crypto picture materially. This is Invest AI Savvy. I'm Ken Carpenter, and that's the way it is.